Hey, it's Greg here with Maritime Gardening, and today I thought I'd do a short video talking about burying fish in your garden. My experience of doing it and recommendations for how to do it sort of correctly, such that you don't you minimize the risk of having it dug up by animals. So I'm an avid angler. I like to fish. I like to fish in the ocean. I like to fish in fresh water, and sometimes I catch a lot of fish, like I did yesterday. And sometimes I clean them out by the water, but yesterday I cleaned them at home because it was just more comfortable. So I got like a bucket full of flounder, flatfish. And flounder are the kind of fish where you can get 4 fillets off a flounder, but there's still a lot of, like there's pretty much an entire, I don't want to upset anybody, so I'm going to show you a dead filleted fish here, so just be forewarned, but there's a lot of fish left, right? Even though I've removed all the flesh from this, there's a lot left. So it's got to go somewhere. If I put it in my green bin, a bear will tip that over, almost guaranteed, or a raccoon, or something will get into it. I don't want to be drawing bears towards my house. I live, my house backs onto a large forested area. What's it called? Like a wildlife area. So there's all kinds of animals. I could put it in my freezer, but this is like about 3 gallons, 2-3 gallons worth of fish guts and stuff. So it's take up a lot of room in the freezer. I don't think Mrs. Maritime Gardening would be too happy about that. She's not even happy with me keeping bait in the freezer, but I do it anyway. So this has got to go somewhere. This is the most expedient way of doing it. And of course, it's, you're adding a lot of nutrients to the soil, right? So, I mean, in the Maritimes, there's a long tradition of using things from the sea to amend the garden, like seaweed, and I've done videos on that. But also just using fish guts, tilling them into the garden, burying them in the garden, whatever. So it's early in the morning here. The mosquitoes, the black flies aren't out yet. So I'm gonna show you how I do this. I'll talk through the process as I'm digging this hole. Okay. So I got my shovel right here to let me know that this is where I buried stuff last time. Okay. So I don't want to dig here. So I'm going to dig a hole here. You want to go deep, like as deep as you can comfortably get. There's a weed. I'll put that weed right in the hole. While I'm digging up, it doesn't hurt to. If there's any weeds that are handy in the garden, I'll just sort of find those weeds there. I'll bury those as well. So the number one way to minimize the risk of having this dug up is to dig the hole nice and deep. I'd say you want to have 6 inches of soil over whatever you've buried. So you need to go deep enough to allow for that. People are going to ask about, how it affects the soil quality, the minerals, NPK, that sort of thing. I'm sure it has a positive effect. I mean, there's a lot, just a lot of nitrogen, I would say, would be the biggest effect. But it's not going to be immediate, right? If you're burying it in a hole, it's got to be distributed throughout the soil over time by the soil organisms. But when you're burying it this deep, it's kind of cool down there. It's going to take a while for it to break down. So, you're not going to, I don't think you're going to see, it's not like putting an inch of manure on a garden. That'll have an immediate effect in that season. I think doing stuff like this just has like a long-term overall effect, right? You're adding nutrients to your soil. Eventually they'll find their way throughout that soil system in time, right? But it's not going to be like putting fertilizer on a garden or adding a bunch of manure. Just doesn't work that way. Okay, so I've gone fairly deep here. Let's see. So at its deepest point, the hole is about 2 feet. That's about 2 feet there, okay? That's good. Put these guys down here. That's a lot of fish stuff. There's a rock, put that down there. A couple weeds there, throw them in. Alright, sort of weeding the garden as I go. I think there were some weeds around here. I'll put those underneath. Because I've done videos on burying weeds before. You put a bit of soil in there, then you do that. Right, get it all in there. Just sort of tamp it down a bit. Bit more soil. Do the same thing. And we cover. You can put more stuff in there with the fish. Oh, just lifted the whole thing up. Another weed over here, just trying to grab. Yeah, you can put compost down in there. You can put, whatever you want down in the hole with the fish. That's all up to you. I'm just trying to get this done this morning. I'm just going with the fish. But that's that. Now, I can say, I've been gardening. I bought this house in 2011, and I've been gardening here since 2012, right, the following year. And in all the years, I've always liked fishing. I've always had fish guts, and I've always buried them in my garden. And I've never had anything dig them up. That's not to say it's impossible or it can't happen. I'm just saying I haven't had it happen. Now, mind you, and despite my garden being bordering on a wilderness area, I have a fence. 6-foot high fence around the entire garden with barbed wire along the top edge, all the way around the garden, right? So I have a fence. So it's extremely unlikely for a bear to just wander along and walk near this hole. So the deer and the bear, deer aren't going to bother digging this up, but things that are going to dig it up are like skunks, raccoon, bear, right? Things like that. Maybe a coyote, right? So if they're wandering along in the area, they're not going to be walking right over this hole, right? They're going to go around my fence. Yeah, if they want to get over the fence, they can get over the fence, but they're just not, they're going to choose the path of least resistance, right? They're walking along this funny, weird kind of wall with this prickly stuff at the top. They're going to go around it, just like you would. Or if you're walking through the woods, you find the path of least resistance. They have no reason to come into the garden. They don't know what's in here. They're not looking, they're going, oh, look, there's some tomatoes and some lettuces. No, they're just walking along, they're foraging. They walk into something, they go around it, right? So all of that to say, they're not going to be coming close enough to this hole to get a good whiff of maybe what's underneath it. Okay, so that's, possibly the main reason I don't have any problems with things digging them up is that nothing can really get in here. Or it's very rare that something gets in here. If it does, it's a small herbivore like a rabbit or a squirrel or something like that. The big things that dig up holes, they just don't tend to wander in here because they can't, because I got a fence, right? But that being said, you think about how does a dog, if an animal has food that it wants to preserve for the future, like a dog, they bury it. They know where the hole is, but they bury it because it's hard to find it if it's buried, because it masks the scent, right? So I think the main thing is that if you want to bury stuff, like things like this, like meat and fish and stuff like that, you gotta dig a hole deep enough to get enough soil over top so that it's just not causing, if you're out in your garden and you can smell it, it's too shallow. Oh, I can see an eagle way up high there. That's awesome. So, and I dug this hole about 2 feet deep, and when I threw this bucket of fish guts in there, I think they were about 1 foot deep. So I got at least a foot of soil, 30 something centimeters of soil over the fish guts. So I think it'll just be fine. I'm not going to smell. I mean, I buried a bunch of fish here weeks ago. I can't smell anything now. Mind you, I'm using, a human nose, not much of a nose compared to a dog nose or whatever. But anyway, suffice it to say, if you go deep enough, right, put the energy into making the hole deep. Go deep, okay? And yeah, it's not going, as I mentioned earlier, I doubt it's going to have any real effect on your garden's productivity that year. Maybe some, I don't know. But this is a cumulative thing over time, right? You're adding nutrients to your soil. It's going to find its way into your soil system. It's going to find its way to your plants. It's going to take a bit of time because it's not like you're tilling in some compost or manure right into the surface of the soil, which will have an immediate effect. All right, so I think I've covered all of that. I hope you found this interesting. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. Check out my podcast, maritimegardening.com. Check out my sponsors, Vessi Seeds and Sproutbox Garden. The details are in the description box. And if you want to see me fishing and stuff like that, check out my outdoors channel, Outdoors on the Cheap, where I show you how to do all that fun outdoor stuff without going broke. All right, so until next time, get out there, get at it, have fun in your garden. Thanks for watching.